Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The buzz started when a soft but persistent whisper began circulating among insiders who swear they were close enough to hear Joe Buck drop a few pointed remarks about the Chicago Bears and, more specifically, the leadership steering the franchise. The whole thing reportedly unfolded in a casual, off-camera moment, the kind of situation where people usually relax their shoulders and let out what they truly think. According to those murmurs, Joe Buck did not hold back. They claim he described the Bears as a team stuck in a strange limbo, created not by lack of talent on the field, but by strategic missteps coming from inside the boardroom. What makes this rumor so captivating is that Joe Buck is not the type to casually throw gasoline on an existing fire. When a voice known for polished professionalism supposedly shifts tone, fans pay attention. So now the community is torn between believing this was a raw and honest moment or simply another exaggeration inflated by the echo chamber of sports talk. Still, the idea of Joe Buck raising his eyebrows and expressing frustration with the direction of one of football's most historic organizations has been enough to send the comment sections into orbit, fueling speculation about what he truly meant and whether the Bears' leadership is ready to handle the heat of a national conversation. People who claim to have heard the comments say Buck questioned the franchise's long-term vision, suggesting that the Bears have been operating without a clear blueprint for far too long. Allegedly, he mentioned that decisions feel reactive instead of strategic, almost like the organization keeps throwing paint at the wall hoping one stroke magically transforms everything. This rumor has carried a weight because fans have been complaining about similar issues for years, creating a perfect storm where Buck's supposed words fit right into an ongoing narrative of confusion and impatience. The Chicago fan base is fiercely loyal, but even their loyalty has limits when seasons stack up with little signs of identity or stability. If Joe Buck truly echoed those frustrations, then it is easy to understand why this whisper has spread like wildfire. People are hungry for answers, weary of circular explanations, and ready for someone influential to say out loud what they have been saying in living rooms and tailgates across the country. Suddenly, Joe Buck becomes the unexpected megaphone for a restless community, whether he intended to or not. The rumor paints him as a voice giving shape to feelings many Bears supporters have carried quietly, and that possibility alone has added fuel to an already rumbling debate. Another part of this rumor claims that Buck did not mince words regarding the Bears' internal decision-making process, describing it as outdated and too comfortable with old habits. The idea that he supposedly compared the front office to a group stuck in a previous era has taken on a life of its own. Some online sleuths have even tried to guess which executive he might have been referring to when he allegedly said the team needs leadership willing to evolve instead of recycling ideas that no longer fit modern football. Fans have reacted with a complicated mix of shock and satisfaction. On one hand, they're stunned that someone with Joe Buck's stature might speak so candidly. On the other hand, many are nodding along, saying these criticisms are precisely what they have been shouting into the void for far too long. The Bears front office has been under scrutiny for decisions that seem to zigzag without consistent philosophy, and hearing a familiar national voice possibly expressing the same concerns has poured gasoline on discussions already simmering. Even though nothing is confirmed, the rumor alone has become a rallying point for fans who feel like they finally have someone validating their frustrations, and that emotional connection has kept the chatter alive. As the rumor spread, insiders began dissecting each supposed phrase, debating what Buck might have meant and whether he was referring to specific recent events or the broader culture surrounding the franchise. One of the more intriguing whispers suggests he commented on the disconnect between the passion of the fan base and the direction of leadership, claiming the Bears operate like an organization that has forgotten the emotional weight it carries in Chicago sports history. That part of the rumor struck a nerve, because Bears fans consider themselves part of the team's identity, not just observers. Some even joked that Buck said what they have been wanting to shout into a megaphone outside headquarters. Others took a more analytical approach, wondering if Buck was expressing concern for how much potential has been squandered by misaligned priorities. Still, the key element fueling this wildfire is the sheer relatability of the comments. Whether or not Buck made them, they sound like something a frustrated fan might say after watching years of questionable decisions. That relatability has created a sense of plausibility strong enough to keep the rumor alive, allowing it to move from one conversation to another, picking up a little more momentum each time someone nods in agreement. Another layer to this unfolding drama is the interpretation that Joe Buck may have been calling for significant organizational change, not just minor adjustments. Rumor has it he spoke about the need for fresh leadership willing to embrace new ideas and modern approaches. That is the part that truly hooked fans because it taps directly into long-standing frustrations about what some see as stagnation at the top. The thought of Buck urging the Bears to bring in voices unafraid to challenge tradition has become a talking point across podcasts, forums, and social feeds. It is almost as if people have taken his supposed comments and placed them on a banner, waving it as a rally cry for accountability. Even though these words are not confirmed, they have sparked speculation about whether individuals inside the organization might feel pressure by the possibility that national figures are beginning to echo local frustrations. That perceived pressure has only increased the rumor's intensity. As discussions intensify, people are imagining a future where leadership must confront uncomfortable questions, all triggered by a moment Joe Buck may or may not have intended as criticism at all. The ambiguity has made the story even more compelling, giving fans something dramatic to latch onto. And then there's the final twist in the first part of this rumor storm. The suggestion that Buck hinted the Bears' struggles are not just strategic, but cultural, rooted in a mentality that has not fully adjusted to the modern game. Those who claim to have heard the comments say he described the organization as reluctant to take bold chances, preferring safe bets that ultimately produce mediocre results. This idea resonated deeply, especially among fans who believe the team has been hesitant to commit fully to innovation. The rumor paints a picture of a franchise caught between nostalgia and progress, unable to choose a direction and therefore stuck in a loop of inconsistency. What makes all of this even more captivating is the possibility that Buck was not trying to spark controversy at all, but was simply sharing a candid thought in a private moment. Yet that one alleged moment has transformed into a swirling cloud of speculation that refuses to dissipate. Fans, analysts, and casual observers are all chiming in, each adding their own interpretation. Even without confirmation, the idea that someone with Buck's visibility may have voiced concerns so similar to the public's has created a sense of unity among frustrated supporters. That unity has amplified the rumor into something much larger than anyone expected. In the second wave of the rumor, things shifted from quiet murmurs to full-blown conversation pieces, especially after someone claimed that Buck expressed disbelief at how long the Bears have managed to avoid substantial overhaul, while continuing to promise fans that change was just around the corner. The implication that he might have hinted at a long stretch of missed opportunities, each one building on the last, added new layers to the narrative. Fans latched onto this idea because it mirrors the emotional fatigue that has grown over time, creating a sense of déjà vu where each season looks startlingly similar to the previous. Even though Buck's comments remain unconfirmed, many people find themselves agreeing with the sentiment embedded in the rumor. The idea that an established broadcaster might privately express frustration gives fans permission to vocalize their own. It has sent waves through social media, where some are arguing that the Bears' leadership lacks the urgency required to turn the franchise into a modern powerhouse. Others are more cautious, reminding everyone that these are only whispers. Still, the buzz refuses to fade because it taps directly into the psychological pulse of the fan base, a mixture of hope, disappointment, and the desire for a fresh narrative. In this next chapter of the rumor mill, some insiders allege that Joe Buck may have described the Bears' front office as inconsistent and overly cautious, almost as though they were afraid to fully commit to a direction. According to those whispers, he supposedly said the team seems to start rebuilding but never finishes the job, always stopping halfway and leaving things incomplete. Fans hear that and immediately connect it to years of what they see as half measures. Changes made just enough to create the illusion of progress, but not enough to truly transform the organization. Whether Buck said any of this or not, the rumor resonates because it sounds like commentary fans have said among themselves countless times. It strikes at the heart of long-standing frustrations about stability, leadership, and a lack of a cohesive identity. The speculation has grown so intense that some people are now discussing what the Bears would look like if someone actually took Buck's alleged criticisms as a blueprint for change. Imagining that scenario has become its own form of entertainment, with fans constructing hypothetical timelines where bold decisions reshape the franchise. Even though none of this is verified, it has ignited conversations that feel almost therapeutic for a fan base desperate for clarity. As the whisper expanded, another alleged piece of Buck's commentary surfaced, that the Bears' biggest challenge might be the disconnect between intention and execution. Rumor has it he remarked that the team often talks about ambition, but rarely matches that ambition with decisive action. For fans, that idea hits close to home. They have watched press conferences filled with promises, only to see strategies unravel as the season progresses. The thought that Buck might have noticed the same pattern has fueled even more speculation, turning simple chatter into a sprawling debate. Online discussions now revolve around whether this rumor critique could signal broader recognition for national voices that the Bears need to rethink how they approach every level of the organization. Some fans argue that Buck's alleged comments are a necessary wake-up call, while others insist the entire story is nothing more than exaggerated gossip. But the power of the rumor lies in how believable it feels, even if its authenticity remains uncertain. The Bears' reputation for misalignment between vision and reality has followed them for years, and that familiarity is exactly what keeps the rumor alive and growing. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Then came the most dramatic twist of this second set of rumors, suggesting that Buck might have gone as far as to question the confidence level inside the Bears' leadership circle. According to this rumor, he allegedly said the team's decision-makers appear more worried about public perception than actual improvement. Fans took that idea and ran with it, interpreting it as a sign that the front office may be too focused on optics rather than results. Whether the rumor is accurate or not, it sparked a wave of discussions about transparency, priorities, and what fans believe the organization should truly be focusing on. Many supporters felt validated by the idea that someone like Buck could be pointing out what they see as a lack of conviction and leadership. It pushed the narrative toward deeper questions about accountability. Who is making the key decisions, how they justify them, and whether those decisions align with the long-term future of the team. Even skeptics admitted that the rumor had enough emotional truth to feel grounded, which only helped it circulate further. That sense of recognition, even through unverified quotes, has created a kind of collective catharsis among fans who have wrestled with these frustrations for years. The rumor's next development focused on Buck's supposed frustration with the way the Bears handle transitions, particularly moments that require decisive leadership. Some claimed he said the organization hesitates at exactly the wrong times, causing opportunities to slip by like sand through fingers. Fans immediately connected this idea to moments they believe the team should have made bold moves, but instead chose safe routes that led nowhere. The idea that Buck might have framed the Bears as an organization stuck in perpetual hesitation resonated with a community that has grown tired of watching other franchises leap into new eras while theirs remains cautious. The rumor sparked newfound discussions about whether the Bears' leadership is too attached to tradition, too reluctant to embrace the reality of modern football, economics, and innovation. Even though Buck's alleged comment remains unconfirmed, it has fed a narrative that the franchise needs renewed boldness from the top. That narrative has become its own force, circulating with incredible speed and sparking passionate debates among fans who feel like their team has been trapped in a holding pattern for far too long. And finally, The last piece of this swirling saga paints a picture of Buck supposedly saying the Bears' struggles might persist until leadership acknowledges its role in the team's repeated stumbles. According to this rumor, he allegedly implied that no amount of talent or coaching adjustments can compensate for uncertainty at the top. This idea hit like a lightning strike among fans, who have long debated how much responsibility belongs to management versus the players on the field. If the rumored comments were true, then Buck would be placing the spotlight squarely on the executives, urging them to confront uncomfortable truths. That interpretation has sparked some of the most animated discussions yet, especially among fans who feel the team's path forward requires sweeping internal reform. Whether Buck ever meant any of this, or whether the story has taken on a life of its own, no longer seems to matter. The rumor embodies the emotional tension that has built up over years of inconsistency, and in that way, it has become a reflection of the fan base itself. Restless, hopeful, frustrated, and deeply invested in the future of a storied franchise. Even with no confirmation, the whispers alone have reshaped the conversation around the Bears, leaving everyone to wonder what happens next. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.